effort to justify. I mean, instead of trying to justify your lack of action, do something to justify your actions. That you're going to do something positive to help the people. It's
right. And again, misinformation. I want to shout out to my friend Lisa, who does a lot of research into this area, and the stock market is not the economy. It's
right.
Really isn't. So.
Right. It's exactly, you're exactly right. The people across this country, all these unemployed people who are being evicted. I just read the headlines in the paper where they were giving bonuses to some of the management and why they're laying people off in the government. This is in our neighboring county, Sarasota. I'll just go ahead and say it, where they were laying people off because of the tax revenue cuts they're having, but yet they're going to go ahead and issue executive bonuses to some of their top paid people. All these people making over $100,000 a year. Are we brain dead? How does it make people feel? And people are being evicted from their homes, and in their apartments and so forth. People who can't make their mortgage payments, Lord. And then they claim it's because not enough tax revenue because of COVID. Well, then we should stop giving all these bonuses and stuff, so forth. I know people are working hard. A lot of people are working 70 and 80 hours a week and not even get paid for it. But as volunteers and so forth to help some of our less fortunate people. But
exactly.
But back over to your area. Before we run out of time here, I want to talk more. We were near the end of your items that you had prioritized. Are there some of those that you want to bring up again for our listeners that they can tell us about some of the items you'd like to see accomplished in your service on County Commission 5, if you can get you elected there? Because you had so many great ideas we read through there.
Exactly. Sustainable energy at Fort Manatee. One of the obstacles that I faced, and because I've been pretty busy, I've been sticking to my knitting here since our last interview, and the flow of information is such that access to information is part of the way Republicans and non-progressives are keeping this system static. The director of the port, Carlos Bucaris, I think I said that wrong, but he gave public testimony at the County Commission Board, and he was asked about sustainable energy. And he said that the port, we want to remain competitive. And he said the port is looking at green energy opportunities. We want to remain green. We want to take steps to make the port environmentally friendly. But when I contacted them and to do my own independent research, there were no studies or reports about sustainable energy that were available at all. And
unbelievable.
And they have not followed up with me since then. So I wanted to make sure that I pointed that out, that they depend on fatigue, on the fatigue of voters to not pursue these things. And that's why I just want to make a personal appeal to everyone listening to this program. If you've ever read Daniel Quinn's The Story of B, where he, at the end of the book, says that you are B, you are the future of our country, and you must get involved. Run for office, vote. Don't let this resignation stop you, because it's a huge barrier. And if you're tired, take a little rest, but keep going and keep fighting, because the future literally depends on you. So I've been working on that. And also with development and infrastructure. The county once again gave Carlos Baruf an exception to his development plan out at Lockwood Ridge and Whitfield, and it goes against the county's own comprehensive plan. Yet we had a lot of fancy language saying why we had to approve it, but the board could have easily made a different decision on that. And if you ever wonder why will they not let Manatee County catch its breath, all you're going to hear is, we can't stop development. We can't stop development. And what they mean is, the translation is, we are not willing to stop the flow of short-term profit at any environmental cost. So I've been looking at solar panels for Port Manatee. I've been looking at sustainable energy and also COVID economic relief. The county board was more than happy to give developers a 10% break on their impact fees, but they are unable to help give any money out of the emergency fund to help elderly people who are sick from being evicted. That's a real crisis of values that we have faced here.
Right.
And I just want to urge people to go out, and also for inclusion. This week the county announced a drone for emergency medical supplies, and there's nothing against Lakewood Ranch. I love Lakewood Ranch people, but that's the service area that they've mapped out. They don't have any planned routes for Mayaca City or the urban core. And guess what the drone is going to carry? It's going to carry Narcan. Where are most of our Narcan overdoses? Are they in Lakewood Ranch?
No,
or are they?
Right. They're,
so,
oh, Lord.
Right. And Vanessa, my opponent Vanessa, said once when they were discussing the budget, I mean, part of the image is that she is a organized, effective person on top of things. But yet when she was given a budget project, she said she didn't want to have to take her weekend working on the budget. But being a commissioner is a full-time job, and that's what I would make it. I would make it a full-time job, and they would not be able to catch me unprepared to defend my constituents. Excellent.
Very good, Chris. This you've hit the nail on the head on several points here. You've really got the short-term corporate profit versus the long-term sustainability of our area. You know, are these corporations based here in Manatee County? Will they be here? Will their families be living here when everything goes south? I mean, not goes south, but when we have future problems, you know, Mosaic has a huge operation here, of course, and of course they have one of the most toxic operations in the country. And I know they claim they try to restore the land in some of the advertising they do and so forth. But if maybe they could use the drone they're purchasing to fly over it and take pictures of some of the huge mess they have left behind in the pilings and so forth, and what's going to take to clean that mess up and for the future here in this area.
Exactly.
My first time I ever drove down I-75 and I saw that mountain that they had built over here at the port or near the shore over there, I thought, what in the world is that? And then, of course, it took a little bit of a while to learn, but then I found out, of course, it was because of the mining operations that go on and so forth.
Want to take us to. It's a divided society, divided by income and wealth. My vision, the Democratic vision, is the shared prosperity vision.
Excellent. Okay, go ahead and do your closing statement. We have less than 2 minutes left here. And shared prosperity, expand on that as you close for this time.
Sure.
Okay?
I sure will. There's been a lot of misinformation. First of all, thank you again, Steve. Thank everyone for listening. I am Chris Gilbert. I am a write-in candidate for Manatee County Commission District 5. If you see Vanessa's name on the ballot, there's a line beneath her name. That's where you write my name in if you think I can best carry your interests and values forward. And I just want to make a stand against ignorance, because it's not real. Ignorance is not necessarily bad, but the Republican messaging is that the best way to have a shared prosperity is to ruin the environment and divide wealth and to concentrate wealth. And the Democratic vision, despite what they tell you, is to share the wealth and to save the environment. That is the only true sustainable prosperity that we can have. And again, I don't know how much time I have left. I'm not really good at timing that, but do get involved.
You're about
reach
out. Okay, but go
Thank
ahead.
You Thank you again.
Thank you, Chris. You've done such an incredible job here, and we're so fortunate to have you back here again. Chris Gilbert, he's right in for District 5, and write his name in under the current candidate's name, Vanessa. Just write his name in there, print his name, and when you send in your ballot or you go to the polling station to vote. Okay. Thank you for listening, and we hope you have enjoyed today's discussion. This has been Coastal Progressive and Rainbow Forum on Society Bites Radio, and I have been your host, Steve Ryan.